Namaskaram everyone. Welcome back to the podcast with Abhishek Anna where we talk about Sadhanapada. Last time we had recorded, but for some reason it got stuck. It was just before Navaratri, right?
No, it was in the middle of it, no?
Yes, it was in the middle of it actually. Yeah. So before we go into it, I just want to tell the viewers like this podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcasting platforms so that you can listen to it even while you are driving or doing something else in your home.
Yeah. It's also on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I don't know where you're watching or
Yes.
listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how's it going,
Okay,
Anna?
cool. Going good. I think last time, which we had to cut it off, it didn't work out. What I said is there's a particular practice for your Kriya. You keep your legs straight in it and you bend down. So I was saying that my fingertips had touched the ground, which for me is a massive achievement. Anyways, after that, my fingertips have not touched the ground in that practice. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. But like that was wonderful. It so shows like the kind of progress. One thing is, you're looking for transformation, and it's not like one day it's one thing and the next day it's like completely different. Transformation happens in steps. So you have to be consistent and you have to follow the method or the process that it works. You've had some benefit and you keep up with it, and then that's what causes transformation and the effect of it. So this was one thing that I had to remind myself that because actually I would go up to the monks, the Brahmacharis, and ask questions like, okay, I want to be this thing right now.
Okay.
What do I do? And I'd get that kind of answer like, it's not like that. You have to work at it your whole life.
Whole life.
Or not whole life, but like people have dedicated their lives to kind of arrive at certain stage and stuff. And I'm asking like directly, so what do I do for, what is like the method order? And they're like, no, it basically, I'm on the path and it'll happen over time. I can't expect to go from A to Z instantly, It's a process, it's a method. You work your way through it, you build the awareness, all that. So this is a very important thing. I think we tend to forget, but for me anyways, but it's a massive reminder that's been, yeah. And, you spoke about Navratri. So actually, in Canada, I grew up in Canada, and there, I mean, probably like everyone watching this right now knows I grew up in Canada, but so like growing up, I never really paid attention to any of like the the traditions, all these kinds of things. Because for me, I would look at it and just like people were just doing whatever. Like they're doing something that they were doing like in India and stuff, and then they went to like whatever country they're staying in, they're just kind of doing it. And then I'm like, what's going on? And nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody understands. Just kind of going through the motion.
Right.
But here, the kind of things like the processes and stuff that are happening, it's like energetically charged. That's like how I'm putting it. But obviously, you've experienced many things, right? You do these yoga practices and stuff. It's like a subtler and more deeper process. It's not like you're just doing something for social reasons. You're not doing something just for a certain kind of, to make it look a certain way. There's a deeper, the process goes really deep, and it has such a powerful effect. And that's been very transformational for me, particularly in this Navratri season, like the 9 days and nights of Navratri. It's been very powerful. The way I see myself, the way I see what I want and what I don't want. I realize I've been ignoring certain aspects of myself because I was like, I want to get to the end goal. But, it's also okay to enjoy the journey on the way to the end goal. So this thing for me was like huge. So actually, I want to talk to you about not just like food, but its senses in general. So before, one thing that was happening is like, something that is like painful, you don't like it, something that's pleasant, you like it. This kind of a thing is happening to me. But recently, I'm just like, it's really, really weird. But I'm seeing my system as like a control system. I don't know if people have studied engineering or this kind of computers and stuff. Control system is you have like, let's say you have like a computer system and you have a certain input and then it has a certain output. And the control system is like what comes in between, what makes it happen, has like certain algorithms and stuff. Algorithm means like a step to go from A to Z. algorithm is the steps. So for me, it's like my senses have just kind of become more like sensors. I'm just like, okay, I'm just seeing this thing. I'm just feeling this thing. I'm just smelling. I'm just hearing whatever. I'm not like, oh, I really don't like this. Even though if I don't really like it, it's a lot milder now. But at the same time, I can enjoy it and experience it. So because of this, I found myself to be so much more free of like things that I didn't like. For example, they have like this bitter gourd. It's like a super healthy food, and
It's not tasty.
I would never eat it. But coming here, yeah, it's a bitter gourd. It's kind of bitter in the name. But here, I eat it, and
Bitter
I
gourd.
feel like, okay, it tastes like bitter. Yeah,
Bitter
it
gourd.
is bitter. But like,
And
I
gourd.
eat it, I'm like, okay, it's like this. I eat it, man, and it's like, okay, this is good. Even though it's bitter, I enjoy the experience.
Okay, I got till bitter gourd.
Yeah. So what I was saying is like all my things that I like and what I don't like, they're not so controlling me so much anymore. They're not controlling me so much anymore. Food is just a small thing. But let me tell you one thing. I had this discussion with someone like, I don't know, it was the second month of Sadhanapada. And I said, you know what's been happening is that it's so easy to leave behind the big thing. Your car, your family, your job, your relationships, whatever. Not leave behind, but to hit pause on that. It's easy to hit pause on that and be like, I'm gonna go do something. Because somewhere, at least for me, somewhere it's like I can just like go and do something else and come back to it.
Right,
But
right,
these
right.
little things are the ones that I know. It's like I have no words to explain it specifically, but experientially, it's like I don't know why I don't want to let go of this stupid
Right.
thing, but I don't know I don't want to let go of it. Because
Right,
when I
right.
come and I'm like, and I have the same tendencies of these traps, the same compulsions. What is it? What's going on? Am I an idiot or something? Like, but it's not like that. The reason I feel like I'm an idiot around this is because, well, if I'm able to hit pause on all these things that are very, very important, why can I not like hit pause on these little things? So like this food thing that I mentioned, right? Like
Right.
I kind of got over that pretty quickly. But with the practices and stuff, this is what I started seeing, that I'm looking at my senses, my body, my mind and stuff like a system. Looks like someone's talking.
Sorry?
Your family.
Yes, my family. My auntie. Wait. Let me just close the door. Okay. Yeah. But still it's there. My auntie shouting from downstairs, hey, are you going to take bath? And the guy, my cousin, is like, no, I am not. This is usually, so dear audience, this usually happens in Indian homes. So please don't mind. Yes, I'm gonna continue.
Hey, how's the fan? I have the fan on.
Oh yeah,
Fans
no,
are
no,
okay.
fans
You
are
can
on.
hear the fans or no?
No, I can't hear the fan.
Okay. So this was the main thing that's been one of the main things, which is I'm not like the senses. It's almost like a distance or something. It's not so controlling, and because of that, I'm able to be like, okay, it's a certain way. Okay, let's say you have a ruler and it has from 0 centimeters to 30 centimeters. You have a spectrum. You have a range in which the ruler can measure, right? So just like that, when I look at something, my eyes have a certain wavelength or whatever in which I can see. It's like if there's this much that's visible and only this much is visible to the naked eye. It's like this in the spectrum. And so why do I torture myself when I'm able to see something and be like, I don't like this. I like this, so I feel good. So it's the same thing with like my taste and how I feel something and how I hear something. I like this. If I decided I don't like it, then I'm torturing myself or feeling like I'm just making myself feel bad. So this experiential realization, right? It's not like I'm necessarily able to do something about it, but the awareness is there. It wasn't there to this degree before. Like this attentiveness. Man, it may seem like, oh, whatever. It is not like that. It is actually the most important thing to be able to bring awareness to these things. And in certain large experiences that I have, these likes and dislikes, they just fall off. That doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. It means whether I like something or don't like it, I can go through the experience with grace and like really enjoy it and see what it's all about, see it the way it is, or maybe get to it. I don't see things exactly the way they are. I still have my distorted glasses of my personality, or the persona that I've created. So this has been so powerful. But how's your experience been around this?
I actually I wanted to ask you a question. Like this is like a message I got. I just want to know like what would you would have answered to this lady if you had got this question. So one akka messaged me like she wanted to come for the Sadhanapada that you are going through, but because of COVID situations she could not come. So maybe next year she wants to come, but for the previous one she left us. She's 18 years old. She was supposed to go to college, but she didn't go to college because she thought she will do Sadhanapada, but she couldn't do, so she lost 1 year of her college. So she's worried like, should she complete her college and then come for Sadhanapada, or should she do the coming Sadhanapada and then go for her higher studies? Like, what would you have replied to her?
That's interesting. What did you? So don't tell me what you said.
Okay,
Let me see.
Yeah,
wait, first, don't tell me what you said yet. So first, okay, she's just starting, so she can't start in like the second semester, right? She has to only start in the first semester.
Yeah, like if she doesn't do Sadhanapada, she'll join college. Then I think it'll be 3 or 4 years before she can come for Sadhanapada. I think minimum 2 to
No,
3.
what I was saying is like, yeah. No, I'm saying if she missed the first semester because she thought she would join Sadhanapada and she couldn't join the first semester of her first year, can she start in the second semester? The answer is no, right?
She hasn't joined college. She just completed her 12th.
Okay, sure. I get it. It's like this. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. Like, how would I know this? Has to do. But the only thing actually for me is very important is priorities. On this, by the way, I don't know what my priorities are for everything, because I've looked at it, and the priorities sometimes seem to change. And that's why I'm here, right? That's the point of Sadhanapada. So you have more clarity and you understand what it is that you want in life, which direction you want to go. Definitely actually during this Navratri season, I've had a lot more direction into the path that I want to go. So maybe for this person, they're 18 years old. It depends on what their priorities are. And one thing is, if she's doing practices, she can just do her practices and go through her college and stuff and then do Sadhanapada, or she can do it in the middle. But I'm just going to say it all depends on what she really wants, what her priority is, and why is she going to college? Like, what is she choosing to do it for? And by the way, did she tell you why she wants to do Sadhanapada?
No, I didn't ask her. She didn't say that.
Because that's the first thing I would want to ask. But I'd say priority things. But the first thing is, why do you want to do something?
I didn't ask questions.
No, because look, here's the thing.
Yeah. No, good. No, you ask. You are like the proper. You are like the proper guy. Like, when someone calls for Sadhanapada interview, they're like, "Why do you want to do for Sadhanapada?" You are that interview guy. I am not that guy. Please tell us.
Because if she knows what her why is, then she can see what to do. You start with why, right? You start with your why. She wants to. What does she want? Clarity. She's 18 years old. Why would an 18-year-old want to do Sadhanapada before going to college? Maybe she wants clarity. Maybe she wants to build discipline. Maybe she's had certain experiences and wants to go deep in those experiences before the program starts. Well, she could try and come here. Not now. It's not possible right now at this point in time. But maybe when the situation gets better, like in March or April or whatever, I don't know. I'm making it up. That she can come here for a month or 2 months and volunteer, she could do like the Devi Seva or Linga Seva, something like that would maybe really good. I'm not giving any advice, right? This is what I would do. I would come, I would just stay for 2 months, do some volunteering, some of the things that I mentioned, like Devi Seva, Linga Seva, or just general volunteering around. Do that for like 2 months, wake up and early and like do your practices at 5:30 and all these things. And then see, that alone is like really transformational. And then if she really wants to do Sadhanapada, Sadhanapada, she can do it. But now this is me assuming she hasn't done that already. And if she's done that, then she should know that she can anyways do that. Because taking a year off is one thing. Taking 2 years off, and where one of those years you weren't able to do anything is another thing. I'm not going to give, obviously, like, everybody makes their own decisions, but I'm just curious, what is this person doing now? She can do Sadhanapada from home or something. Like, yeah. And you can always learn things and study and stuff. It's simple. So, I don't know if this is helpful, but the only thing I can do is guide people to like look at themselves. Even for me, like I talk to like the monks or the Brahmacharis, and then they just grill me and stuff, and they're like destroying me. Like I have to look at myself and figure it out on my own. We have the tools, and that's what makes it like really, really powerful. So let me tell you like one major achievement that I've had, which is before I came in February, and I was not really able to sit legs crossed and eat on the floor in comfort. It took many, many months up until like, I don't know the exact date, but it was sometime in September. Today's October 31st. So sometime in September, I was able to sit comfortably on the floor with my legs crossed and eat. Okay. So what I mean by this is like comfortably anyways before that and eat. No, I could sit comfortably, but I couldn't eat in comfort because I had to bend down a little. Like, you know, when you sit with your legs crossed, maybe some people haven't done this, but you have to kind of like bend down because your plate is on the floor in front of your legs. You have to like bend down your upper body. It was just causing pain around like my hips and all these things. And so it's opened up a lot more. So this pain isn't coming. You know why this is a major achievement, I feel? So if I look at people in Japan, in Korea, in India, people sit on the floor and eat. In Canada, in US, Europe, people don't do that. We don't sit on the floor and eat. And so a lot of people actually can't sit on the floor with their legs crossed. When I went to my first like actual in-person yoga program, it was inner engineering. I was struggling and I felt like a loser, but I wasn't the only one, so I felt okay. That's how I saw it. But now when I look at it, actually coming here to India, I was like, wow, look at this. There's no cushions. People are able to sit on the floor, on like the hard floor, and they're okay with it. And what is luxury? You know, you can't even.
Did that loser in you come back?
Your body
Did that loser in you come back? Did that loser in you come back?
Yeah. It comes back even more, right? Because you know, you're sitting in a room, and there's like, or you know, not even a room. Like, let's say I'm sitting outside, and and I see like a lot of people sitting outside, and I'm like, man, look at these people, so comfortably seated. But now it's okay. Now it doesn't matter. Now I can sit like that. It's definitely, you know, all the practice and everything. But up until a few months ago, I was like really struggling. Even recently, on some days I struggle, depending on what I eat and all this stuff. I have to watch my food very, very carefully. What specific type of food I'm eating, how much of each food I'm eating, it affects my sinuses. I have like major allergy problems. My immune system has been going haywire. Even back in Canada and US, I had like all these allergies. I was allergic to indoor and outdoor allergens. So coming here, I thought, let's see how it will be. It didn't get better. It's still like that. But my practices do make it a lot better. So on the days I do more intense practices, I can see I have a lot less symptoms. So, I mean, if I just like stop my practices, it would be like, boom, nose blockage and all these things. So this is like a side benefit of that. But man, I don't know what else to say. Like the fact that back when I used to feel like I'm not able to sit in comfort with my body, I'm not able to use my body in comfort. There's no ease in my body. When I was doing like bodybuilding and stuff, I would be like, oh, I'm getting strong. Look at this. I'm stronger than the guy next to me. But the other guy next to me is stronger than me. All these things, they don't matter anymore, actually. Because now I'm comfortable in the body. Because now you're like, okay, what is the body useful for? It's useful for what you want to do, right?
Right.
So back then I would have sore muscles and all these things. It was not actually that helpful. It served a different purpose. And that purpose is actually pointless.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think should we end it here?
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many things, but I don't know any specific topics right now. someone wanted to talk to me to talk about my schedule or something,
Oh, is it?
or like what I do. Yeah, but I don't know what to say because I think I've already talked about it. Let's see, what did I not mention? So like practices start at 5:30, more earlier, so I do that, and they go to like 10ish, and I go for brunch, and then after that I go and I do whatever volunteer activities I have. So I'm working on multiple different projects. My role right now, it's like mainly like execution of project stuff, and I do some like ideation and creative stuff. But I just work with people. I work with people across many different teams to get things done. Do that, and then I go for evening practices like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. On like a rare day, it stretches until later. My whatever work I need to do, so then I'm not able to go like that. And then I eat dinner, which is at like 7, but I might go a little later, like 7:30 or something. And after that, I go if I need to do some more, like get some tasks done, then I might do that. Otherwise, I just go, I hang around, I reflect. Reflection is so important. One of the major things that's happened to me is like I started looking more at what I do throughout the day, and then I kind of lost that. I stopped doing that. But I realized the importance of that consistency because when I do look at what I did throughout the day and how it was in comparison with what I planned to do, then I can see, okay, what are the inefficiencies? Actually, this is a major thing. So I work with like a particular monk, right? And then he was saying like to ask for guidance, like feedback. This is the most important thing. To have this kind of be in this kind of environment and to have the feedback and the guidance from people who are professionally a lot farther than me, like over like decade ahead of me, or 2 decades ahead of me professionally, that have done many things and then come here to volunteer. They're have many responsibilities, and also in terms of like inner capabilities, what they're able to do. So having that guidance from them, it's been very powerful. So one thing I realized that I was told is that I'm given certain types of activities, and then, but let's say there's a task, and sometimes for certain tasks, I'll get fully involved, I'll throw myself into it completely, which is like our terminology of saying like you're totally involved, you're like fully focused and stuff. So I do it completely, and it's like this. Other times I'm like okay, and I do it, but I procrastinate, I take my time, and I slowly do it. So one thing, I was not really a complete finisher, okay, before I came here. But that they've really drilled into me, becoming a complete finisher. So that's good. I'm closing the loop. But I'm not like, shoo. I take my time sometimes for something. So it's like what I like, what I don't like, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. All these things need to be broken. Because let's say you're running a business or anything, doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, you're creating something of your own. There are things that you like, things that you don't like, things that you're good at, things that you're not good at. You can't always delegate everything. Maybe some things are too important to delegate, so you may need to do it yourself. And even if you are delegating it, you still need to be on top of it to know what's going on. And so for that, being able to be, I was informed like, I'm being this way. And because of that, like I have certain critical tasks that I have to do to run a project forward. And if I don't do it, everything gets halted. And I'm the one who's responsible. I'm the one who's to manage the critical path of the project. So I'm like, okay, what's wrong with me? I need to be like on point, on game. I have to be at the peak 24/7. I might get a call 9 p.m. Okay, I need to do this. Boom, let's go do it. Like even if I don't like it, right? So this thing about like I've realized I need to really break. So last 1 week after I was told this, I like got fully onto it. Like no, I need to break this. I need to go and like fully not be bogged down by things that I may not be good at, or I may feel I'm not good at, or things that I may feel like it's not something that I want to do, or things that I really enjoy doing, because it's a mix of what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy. Because in order to get something done, it's a lot of different activities, right? And so whatever's critical at this time, whatever's urgent and important, I need to get to it. But the important thing is this: I'm doing it without generating tension or anxiety or stress or any of these things. Because I have this kind of inner capability of how to manage my system. So actually, I wasn't aware of this until the monk pointed this out to me, because I realized I'm just choosing to ignore many aspects of myself, and I just need to slowly bring awareness over and over and over and over beyond and then I'll be able to see so much more of what I'm capable of. And it's the same, maybe I feel it's the same for everyone, that we're just so used to ignoring this thing, that thing, because going through school, going through work, it's like, oh, just get it done, just get it done, just get it done. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you've grown. It does sometimes, but not all the time. It's like, how much skill have you developed? Yes, I'm developing skills here, but that's not the point. The point is, how much have I grown as an individual? Because the skills I can pick up and drop off, it's like this. I pick it up, I drop it. Pick it up, I drop it. Because it's learning and unlearning and relearning. But in order to do that, who am I becoming? What am I becoming? How empty am I becoming, so that, I can pick up anything and drop off anything without that residue sticking to me? Am I fluid, like water, just like Bruce Lee said? All these things, like, this is the most important thing that we need to know. I feel, at least for me.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I went on like a bit of a
I do feel that.
focus.
I hope. That's awesome, Anna.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
like the last part, I was really listening to it super, like that, because that's very true. Because a lot of things I like to do, I don't like to do.
Anything else that you want me to?
No, that's about it.
And how's that been for you? Have you been able to break through certain boundaries?
I have a lot of boundaries, especially like with video content and all. Like, I put a lot of videos, but sometimes I feel like I need to hurry. Sometimes I'm always in like pause, but sometimes, certain content you need to work on it, but I need to break that. Like, when someone says you need to redo it, I'm like, no, I won't redo it. Why should I redo it? There's a lot of resistance to, for me to do that and all.
One is timing and the other is appropriateness, no?
Yeah.
It's about timing and appropriateness. Like, certain content, it's appropriate to take your time and do it. Other content, you just push it out.
Yeah,
and then timing is like, okay, well, what's one of these things? But I think,
I lost you. Oh no! But
you froze.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm back.
I got you. Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah. Any other topic or question? No, I was just saying about appropriateness and timing, right? But then, I think you said too.
Oh. Okay, Anna. So thank you so much. So we'll catch up in the next recording, I hope. Okay. Namaskaram. Bye.